I am not the most physically fit. I am not the best pilot out there. I am not the smartest person in the room. I just don't quit at the things I set my mind to. And I think that I run my head into the wall 100 times, hit failure 100 times before there is that success. Looks shiny on paper, but let me tell you, it took a lot of effort to get into all those places. But in terms of leadership, I genuinely care about is people. I recognize that everyone comes with such strong strengths. I'm always trying to pull those strengths out of people.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum back with another edition of the Milpreneur Podcast, brought to you today by Synergist. Synergist is your scalable operations company that's here to grow your business exponentially faster at a fraction of the cost. Go check out synergist.com. Today, I am super excited because I have Lindsey Chrismon on today. Lindsey, how are you?
I'm good, Ryan. It's so awesome to be here.
Oh, we're super excited to have you, man. And I'm really excited to jump into, like, you have just this amazing backstory and like where you came from and what you're growing now. So you ready just to jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So, well, tell the audience a little bit about your backstory. I mean, you were like Harvard business school, you were special forces. Jump into that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Where do I start? I mean, I went to West Point for undergrad, and while I was at West Point, I actually met my husband there. So that was probably like the best part of of being at the academy. And I was on the track and field team for all 4 years. I ran the heptathlon, the pentathlon. Sports has always just been a huge part of my life. And then also I was the first captain of my class. So, I mean, it was a very, very challenging year to say the least. Really, first captain is like you're ranked number one out of the Corps, and you kind of, put yourself in a position where you're defining policy for the Corps, implementing all these different, changes, hopefully for the better for everyone. And it was a great experience, very, very challenging, but I wouldn't have traded it for the world. And then after I graduated from West Point, I became an aviation officer, and I flew the Apache helicopter for about 4 years. I was stationed down in El Paso, Texas with 36 Cav, one of the best units I've ever been a part of, even though I've also been a part of the 160th. And then I decided, a couple of years into flying 64s that I wanted to challenge myself. I actually went on a flight lead eval as a attack support while flying the 64, and it was with the 160th, and I was like, this organization is where I want to be. I was like, this is the cream of the crop. These guys are so unbelievably professional. Really, everything about the organization just absolutely blew my mind. And I assessed and ended up flying the AH-6 Little Bird, which was just the most badass experience ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I flew with them for about 6 years. I was actually the first and only female yet to fly that aircraft, which is, kind of crazy. I'm excited for someone else to take on that challenge. But like I said, it was a massive challenge, but loved every minute of it. And then after about, a couple of years flying with that organization, I decided again, I wanted to kind of shift the trajectory of my life, change course a little bit, and I ended up finding myself in business school. A whole nother world. I spoke none of the business language. I felt massive imposter syndrome being in that classroom with these, individual. One, I was like 5 to 10 years older than half the kids that were in business school. And they come from these insane backgrounds, private equity, venture cap, like these guys were just like just the smartest people I've ever been around. I was like, I don't deserve to be here at all. But it was awesome. I loved it, every minute of it. And that's really where I launched Oply, which is the company that my husband and I started together. It's an AI PropTech company. So we're doing intelligent home management. We can get into a lot more of that, but I guess that's kind of my background in a nutshell.
That's amazing. So, like, from what you've done, you have always success leaves clues. Like, you were just consistently top of the class, consistently being like when you're leading people, like whether it's in the military or what you do now, like how do you build this that like giving grace, like because you've always been such an achiever. How do you give grace to others that may not have that same drive as you do?
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, it seems on paper that there's always been success, but it takes a lot of failures in order to reach that
Sure.
success for sure. It really what I think it kind of comes down to, like, I am not the most physically fit. I am not the best pilot out there. I am not the smartest person in the room. I just don't quit at the things I set my mind to. And I think that I run my head into the wall 100 times, hit failure 100 times before there is that success. So it looks shiny on paper, but let me tell you, it took a lot of effort to get into all those places. But in terms of, I guess, leadership and giving grace, really like one of the things I genuinely care about is people, whether it's leading soldiers or the team at Oply, my classmates at HBS. I recognize that everyone comes with such strong strengths, and I'm always trying to pull those strengths out of people because selfishly I want to learn from them. I tend to surround myself with people who know way, way more than I do. And I'm just an eager individual to try and learn as much as humanly possible. So I think giving people the opportunity to shine where they shine the best, you know, allows allows them to feel confident in who they are and not feel like intimidated in the situations that, we might find ourselves, whether it's on a deployment or, it's in this big partnership meeting or it's giving a presentation to, the dean of HBS, whatever it is. It's allowing everybody to kind of know what their strengths are and then riding hard on those strengths.
I love that. Absolutely love that. So like you talked about this, and this is one of the things that I say all the time. It's like my best quality, my best characteristic is my resiliency. And like
Yeah.
you talked about that as well, of like just getting your ass kicked all the time and getting back up and fighting through. So like do you find that like one of your like critical things that when you look for people, like that resiliency, you want people similar to you in that in at Oply now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have this. So I actually got this saying from one of my first commanders when I was flying Apaches, and a phenomenal human being. And he sat me down and was like, "Hey, there's three principles to being a good leader. There's three things that I'm going to be looking for in you, but also in all the soldiers that you're leading." And it just stuck with me. Like he told me this one time, and I'm telling you, this has never left my brain. And now we use it all the time with Oply. And I think, are we frozen? Am I frozen?
No, no, we're good. We're
Okay,
good.
awesome. Yeah, and so what he told me was, and I'll just give the vulgar version. He was like, "Be a good dude, figure it the fuck out, and buy a pair of cleats." And I love
Love
these
that.
these like I guess like principles because if you think about the kind of person that you want to, have leading your organization or you want to, look up to, you want to like impress those types of leaders, they are always capable of figuring it out with limited amounts of information. They're good people. You have to just be a genuinely good person nowadays. It's kind of a rare thing, which is insane to me. But I mean, be the kind of person that just holds the door open for others, that says
Right.
thank you when a server refills your water. Like just little things like that, not thinking that you're the most important person in every situation. I am always looking for another like just good human being. And then the last one, buy a pair of cleats. It goes into this mindset of being a member of a team. And if, I mean, just you wouldn't join a soccer club, right? Or a soccer team and show up on your first day of practice without your cleats. Obviously, that's like the
Right.
first thing you're going to go out and buy and wear. And it's kind of the same mindset with any team you're a part of. You want to constantly be the one that's showing up prepared and ready and eager and just like willing to like sweat and train and win. So we're always looking for people like that in our organization that have that tenacity, that have that passion, that have this like innate drive to better not just themselves, but the entire organization that they're working for, whether it's a small team or a team of hundreds of people. It's hard to come by individuals like that, but you got to do the sifting in order to figure it out.
I love it. So let's dive into what Lee is all about because I know people are going to be interested in what you got going on now.
Yeah. So, okay, so like kind of to give a little bit of context as to like where this whole thing started. My husband started a restoration company and a restoration, so we did like water, fire, mold remediation. And what we were in all of these homes with these, homeowners that had all these catastrophic losses. Their dryer caught on fire, massive, like they found mold like in their attic, like all of these big problems that cause so much time and effort and stress. And we started to learn and recognize that around 50% of the time, these losses could have been prevented if the homeowner just knew what to do and when to do it. And so it seems so simple, but like if you think about your car's dashboard, it tells you when the engine needs to be serviced, when you need to get your oil changed, like when you need more windshield wiper fluid, all these little simplicities. But your home, your largest asset, you have to figure it all out on your own. There's no
Right.
manual that comes with it. It's an absolute nightmare. You spend thousands of dollars a month on your mortgage or your rent. You're paying for your home insurance, all of this, and then there's nothing to help you manage it and maintain it. So we set out to solve that problem. And so really what Oply is we like in the most simplest terms, we predict your home's maintenance needs and then we can auto book your services for you. It works really, really well for the veteran and active duty service member community because we all have the VA loan, right, guys? We all probably have multiple homes, or at least we're in a home ownership position and we're deploying all the time, or we're traveling, and our spouses are the ones that are back at home having to manage all of this. So Oply really, really works well for the veteran and active duty community. But then again, it also works for just an everyday homeowner. And so kind of really the best way to describe it is, you just go to the App Store and download Oply and completely free to use. And you start to kind of feed it a little bit of data on the home. Your address is the first thing, right? We then can pull in a bunch of information that's publicly available to start building your home's profile. Think of it almost like a digital twin of your home and upload your inspection report. You can upload an insurance policy, all these little facts and details that are currently just like sitting in your email or, pieces of information that you'd literally never look at or understand or use, warranties. Throw it all into the platform. And what we can do with that is we actually build out a very, very tailored, personalized plan for your home that makes smart, intelligent recommendations for you as the homeowner. And then as soon as something gets surfaced, like say there's a freeze advisory that's coming through your area, and we know you have an outdoor irrigation system because it was part of your inspection report, we can make recommendations on how to prevent your pipes from freezing and then also connect you with a home service pro in literal seconds. It's one click. It's literally easier than ordering an Uber to come out and take care of that for you because let's be honest, the younger generation, myself included, the millennials and Gen Zers, like we don't do things around our home. I want to hire all of this out. It's just a lot easier. My time is very valuable. That's just how we live our lives. And so we've made that process so simple. And we have pros, the highest quality vetted pros, literally all across the country. So if you're in Tennessee, if you're in Texas, if you're in California, if you're like literally any state, you can use Oply and we can get you connected with the right kind of people to take care of these things. And it's all built into your profile, so it gets smarter over time. And it's really just meant to simplify your life.
That is super cool. I know this is a little vulgar in the way that I look at it, but it is a fuster cluck fixer.
Dude, it's the worst. It's literally like I actually was 3 minutes late to this podcast because I had a plumber at my house who I did hire through Oply, and because our garbage disposal just stopped working. It's like, well, what is this? And the cool thing about what it does is all I had to do was say garbage disposal not working, and then our AI smart assistant would write up the entire job description, ask like 2 or 3 questions based off of what it knows about your property. And then that information gets sent to the pros and they know exactly what's wrong. They know exactly, it's just literally could not be easier.
So it's kind of gone of the days like, oh, my garbage disposal is kind of making that noise, right? And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, it gives a whole detailed description. That's dope. That's really cool.
exactly. Yeah. You don't have to figure it out on your own because none of us, I mean, maybe the older generation, but the younger generation, we're not experts on our home and we shouldn't be. We should be focused on things we love doing. We should be focused on our family and, activities and anything else other than having to figure out how to winterize your irrigation system, because that sounds like a fucking bore.
Blowing out your sprinkler system sucks ass. I'll tell you that right now. So
Yeah.
thankfully next spring when they actually work the next time and the sprinklers don't freeze up and pop off the next time when you're thawing out. So I totally love that, man. Um,
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
it's great. It's great. I love it. So one of the things that we'd like to add, thank you for sharing all of that. One of the things that we'd like to do as well is to know like our business owners on a little bit more personal level. Are you up for a little rapid fire questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So like we're just gonna start off real easy. Do you have like a book or a favorite podcast that you listen to?
Ooh, okay. Favorite podcast, I would definitely say is the All In podcast.
Nice.
It's packed with information. It's apolitical. I absolutely love it. It's on business, finance, tech, politics, everything. The All In podcast. It's great.
Awesome. Very cool. Do you have like a bucket list travel spot that you still want to go to?
Oh gosh, so many places. Yes, right now my primary is I want to take a cruise through the Mediterranean Sea. That is
Nice.
where I want to go. Yep, have not been there yet.
That's a good call on that one. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Ooh, early bird for sure.
Okay. Very cool.
I go
Um,
to bed at like 8:30 now. I will go to bed as the second I'm done working, straight to bed.
that's awesome. That's funny stuff. How about like if you had a historical figure that you'd like to have dinner with, who would it be? What living or deceased?
You know what? I think I'd love to have dinner with, man, there's so many people. Abraham Lincoln comes to mind first,
Nice.
just through all of the controversy that he had to deal with as during his presidency. I would
Yeah.
be fascinated to learn how he made those decisions, how he started to understand what was right, what was wrong, how did that would be a fascinating dinner, I think.
Awesome. Very cool. How about do you drink coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks? What's your beverage of choice?
Oh, okay. So I'm pregnant right now, and so now I'm like very listless.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Caffeine is my crutch. So pre-pregnancy, my entire life, dude, I used to put instant coffee in my coffee. Like this, I am a caffeine addict. Energy drinks, I would say my number one. I can't drink them now, so I'm like weaning, I guess you can say. It's been really tough, but I love Alani's. They were my go-to before I found out I was pregnant for sure. Went through a whole Celsius craze for a while. We're now, well, not me, but my husband's now on the Jocko energy drink. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
tried that yet. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Now I'm just into tea because I can only drink 200 milligrams a day.
I feel you on that one. I like it. So like what's bumping on that workout playlist you got?
Okay, still working out all the time. I am a huge Swiftie, huge Taylor Swift fan. Make fun of me all you want, everyone. I
Is
don't
that the
care.
bracelets that you had?
Yeah, I am like die hard.
I
I
love
know,
it.
yeah, it's so funny. Literally, one of them says "in my era." So for all the Swifties out there, like they understand what that means. Yeah, so I mean, and I also like love to go back to like 2010 rap, like 2000s rap. Like that
There
is
you
just
go.
like some banger workout playlist stuff. I don't really love like the new stuff
Right.
that's out there. I'm
Right.
like kind of more old school, I guess.
Throw a little Luda in it, right?
Yes, we like Ti, come
Yes.
back.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I love it. How about if you had one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, to fly, for
Nice.
sure. I have dreams of flying like almost every night. If I could just start levitating and fly away, like that would just be the best.
That's awesome. And wrapping this up, if you had a favorite cheat meal, what is it?
Ooh, Taco Bell, definitely. I am
Nice.
a I am a beefy five layer extra nacho cheese all day. I mean, they're especially like when I'm hungover. Now I'm pregnant, so I'm not hungover ever,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
oh man, that is the best cheat meal, I
Yeah,
think.
like midnight past. Just crush it.
Yes. The
Yes.
Taco Bell next, like near our house, is now open 24 hours. And as soon as we have this baby and we can start, enjoying some drinks again, like it'll be good.
I love it. I love it. So one of the things that as we continue to try to wrap up this episode, it's been phenomenal so far, is like you could go back to your time as that starting off as an Apache pilot, okay?
Mhm.
What one piece of advice would you give yourself if you could go back in time?
Ooh, that's good. I think it would probably be, honestly, I think I wish that I had gotten into entrepreneurship a little bit sooner. I definitely focused my military career 100% on being in the military. I did
Yeah,
nothing outside of the scope of being in service. And I think I probably I had extra time on my plate where I could have dipped into the entrepreneurship game a little bit sooner, whether that was maybe building up a small portfolio of properties to manage, managing an Airbnb, whatever, getting more involved in the business with my husband at an earlier stage. I wish that I had taken that free time that I had in the military and used it a little bit more, I don't want to say wisely, but I guess more like gotten into the entrepreneurship game sooner because I love it. I could not see myself doing anything else. I mean, everyone always is like, well, you graduated from Harvard. Well, you could have gone into private equity and worked at these big firms, been an investment banker and made hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I am very, very, very content with making a living, a fine salary, but building something of significance that,
right.
can and making consequential decisions and learning that I can trust my judgment. I wouldn't have had any of that if it wasn't for entrepreneurship. And so that would be like the one thing going back to my whatever 22-year-old self was take a risk, get into entrepreneurship a little bit sooner, learn from those failures, and it's just going to set you up for success even sooner.
Awesome. Awesome. Conversely, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I mean, still working at Oply. I really do believe that we are building something that is a huge gap in the market. I think that there is going to be a company of equivalence to kind of what you think of as Uber or Instacart, but for home services. And that's really the path that we're going for. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. It took Netflix and Uber 15 years. We're about 2 years into it right now. So in 5 more years, we'll be, at the 7 year mark, still grinding. And hopefully, there's millions of homeowners across the country that are loving what we're building.
I absolutely love this, and I can't wait to see your continued growth and success in your career genre. I wish you nothing but the ultimate levels of success. Thank you so much, Lindsey, for coming on the Milpreneur Podcast today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Ryan. So much fun.
Absolutely. And if people are interested in your services, how can they get a hold of you?
Definitely. So right now, the best place to learn more about what we're building is just oply.app. So that's oply.app. We are also on every social media platform. So I highly encourage you to go out, follow us, all of our social medias, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn. We're also on YouTube. It's just underscore app. Give us a follow, comment on some of our videos, and just continue to learn about all the new features and benefits and ways that we're improving homeowners' lives.
Fantastic. Lindsey, thank you so much once again for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure, and best of luck with everything you got going on in the future.
Thank you, Ryan, so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Once again, Ryan Van Ornum signing off for the Milpreneur Podcast. Thank you so much for being a part of it today. And until next time, stay blessed, everyone. Take care.